So what if I say, I don't know, I want to win a Newbery?
So I think that's a little bit different because that's not something that the, I guess, entry process for that is different. They do look at different things beyond just like, okay, this list of the traditional publisher sends us. So that's going to be mostly the content of your book. That's basically a submission process. So that's a little bit of a different, a horse of a different color to take from the Wizard of Oz.
Gotcha. So the publicist will do the absolute best they can with the book they have to work with, but the quality of the book is going to determine whether or not you're going to be winning that prizes.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, especially for awards and those and honors and those kind of things, like we can absolutely enter you for those things and we can help you find those things. Because there are so many contests and so many awards and stuff that authors just may not know about. So that's part of what we can do is help you find things and help you find things you might win, or might place in. It may not be the Hugos, but that doesn't mean your state doesn't have a science fiction writing competition. So, yeah, I mean that we can certainly enter for awards and things like that, but ultimately it does come down to the content of the book for those kind of things.
Gotcha. But if I've got a book that has fantastic content, my mother assures me it's wonderful. And we can at least put together a list of all the different types of contests and a plan for when those need to be entered. Would that maybe impact when we should be thinking about publication at all, depending on when we want to be entering for those awards?
No, I generally don't recommend changing a pub date depending on those because there are so many and they all have very different dates and deadlines and things like that. So I think generally, no, that it shouldn't. It should be more about when does it make more sense to release this book if you're a Black author, maybe during Black History Month, or if it's a holiday story, obviously maybe like November or something like that. Those are the kind of things that I would think about a little bit more rather than like awards or contests or anything like that.
Okay, so holiday story for Christmas or Kwanzaa, whatever comes there in December. We want to be looking at November. Halloween, do we want to be talking September or maybe even August?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's generally a good idea, because that way, if we're on an ideal timeline, we're starting. Hold on, I gotta do a version of math in my head. We're starting, early summer, so we can send books to magazines and play, and people who are going to review the book in early summer, give them a chance to get it, give them a chance to read it as they're putting together. Okay, spooky stories for getting ready for Halloween or whatever, because if you think backwards, it takes a while to get that stuff together, and you want to put it together before we hit Halloween so that it can give people a chance to get in the mood, or whatever the case may be. So always just kind of thinking several steps backwards, which sounds wild, but that can be really helpful when you're thinking about timing things.
Gotcha. So let's go back to budget a little bit. So let's say 15,000. We said is that's table stakes more or less.
I think so. And yeah, and I mean, again, this is not my area of expertise, so I can make guesses and I can be general here, but specifics are going to be tougher just because that's not something that I do every day.
No, I want the exact formula to guarantee success for my book.
Everybody does, weirdly.
If I'm not on the cover of Time magazine by the end of this year, we failed.
Yes. Well, it's February. We have time.